Alright, what's up YouTube? So right now, I was actually trying to do a little custom thing. I'm just going to jump right into this video. I was trying to use Rhode before I bring these shock parts to get the rear shock redone, since this is yellow and it's not going to match anything else because I'm obviously not going to have any other yellow parts on the bike, and I think it's going to, I don't know, I think it'll stand out too much. I thought I had some black Rhode, which I'm going to try to dye that with. Just anything but yellow. I think it'll work along with some of these plastic pieces that covers the brake, along with some little bracket plastic pieces. I'm going to try it with the ones that I took off, but I have brand new ones that are this color. So if this one works and it kind of takes the dye good, I'm going to end up dyeing the rest black, because I'm not a fan of like the plasticky things if I can have it black. My other option was to find carbon fiber ones, but those are stupid expensive and I couldn't find them, so that's the situation with that. So I'm going to run to the store, grab some Rhode and I'll try to dye these really fast before I bring the parts to them. Alright, so just got back from the store. I got the Rhode right here. What you're going to do is you're going to boil some water, put the Rhode in there, and then throw the parts in maybe for like 5 or 10 minutes. Half of this in there, because the whole thing would be probably too much. And now just plop the thing in there, plop that in there. Uh-oh, that's going to float. That's not good. So I'm going to have to keep pushing that around. I'm not even entirely sure if this bumper for the shock is going to take the dye. It might not, but it's all a trial, and I'm pretty sure the plastic will, since I've done this with like RC car parts. Yep, look, that's already black. One thing you got to be cautious about is the plastic actually warping and whatnot, so I'm taking the brake cover thing out, because that's pretty much dyed black for the most part, and I'll let it sit dry for a minute. Sometimes the Rhode comes out a little purple, but this thing looks like it came out pretty good if I can get it in the right light. And I think I'm going to do it through the rest of the parts. And then as far as this, the shock bumper, it's not really taking. As you can see, it hasn't really changed color at all. So the bumper didn't work. I got it repackaged up so I can bring it. But as you can see, the plastic works super good. So like I said, it didn't come out any really purple. So I think I'm going to do it to the new ones that aren't all scratched up. Alright, so I got the other parts to bring to him. I got the front brake off the 2010 KX125 and then I have the the 144 Athena piston. I'm going to show him compared to the Eric Gore's piston, since I can't get in contact with him, and I got to figure out what piston I need, because apparently the 144 Athena piston won't work with Eric Gore's honed 144 cylinder. So here's a quick look at some of the parts here. The radiator's cleaned up super good. Cases. You guys can take a look. I'll show you better later when I got my other camera, but for the most part, all these parts cleaned up good. I might paint this, might paint a couple things. I'm not really sure yet, unless I can find a Hinson clutch cover. If you can, DM me on Instagram at Tyler Monagan, because I'll buy it off you or something like that if it's not too beat up. Over to the shock, since I had to buy the shock rebuild kit. Watch when I push this down. It's supposed to go up. Actually, that went up kind of good that time-ish. Better than before, but it's kind of just sticking, so that's shot. I have an FMF header for my bike now that he had laying around in my buy, but it's in decent shape. It's used, a couple little dents, but for the most part it's not too bad. And yeah, have it match the FMF at least and get rid of, because it does kind of look junky without my my heat shield on my stock header, so maybe I'll get this and put it on there, I don't know. Here he's blasting up a couple of the rest of the parts. Can't really see much, but I pretty much got everything in the boxes here good to go to take home, and I can figure out what to do from there. Still got to blast some of this. He's going to re-put all the brakes and stuff, whatnot together. He's still got to do the petcock, radiator cap, a few other little minor things, but for the most part it's pretty much done. Also still got to go through the forks, get those done, along with the shock over here getting rebuilt, and a couple other little parts I got to order. And yeah, I think that's it pretty much. Another probably 2 weeks or so. Got to finish up the swing arm here, polish that up, blast all this paint or whatever off, so it'll be a little bit shinier, not that kind of dull look. Okay, so it's the next day. Here are all the parts. I have them all in the boxes over here. I'm gonna go through, show you the vapor blasted parts. So right here, here's the one side of the case. Seriously, like, if you remember what it looked like before and then what it looks like now, like, sure, there's some little spots where just from over time, the little, I don't know, imperfections on it where it's a little bit bumpy and a little bit scratched. I mean, you really can't get around that, but just taking off all the dirt and grime and whatever else, like, these things are gonna look 100 times better than the ones that were on it, for sure. Just based on this, comment down below what you think of them, what you think how they came out. I mean, obviously they're a lot better, but I'm taking a look at the other parts in the box here. We got the air boot that cleaned up nice, all in there and stuff. That was all painted, all like grimy and whatnot. We have the radiators in here, which also cleaned up really good. He also straightened them out. And yeah, I mean, other than some of the fins being a little bit bent, sure, I could go in there and straighten them out, but I don't think I'm gonna do that and waste my time. But anyways, these cleaned up really good, and that way I can use the OEM radiators and I don't have to use the eBay ones down there, because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to use these because they were the one was kind of bent. Not that it really mattered, because it wasn't dramatically bent, but regardless, it's straightened out now, and those cleaned up really good. And then down here, I have the clutch cover. I don't think I'm actually gonna use this. I might have to put it on temporarily, because I'm probably gonna end up getting a Hinson clutch cover, just the clutch cover, just so it looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit better, because I already have the Boycene ignition cover, and I don't really want to have an ignition cover and a clutch cover, both Boycene, and I just want the one. Linkage bearings, right here is the linkage all cleaned up. This thing came out super good. Pretty much everything that he touched is gonna look like brand new. Here's the cylinder, like this thing cleaned up super nice too. Everything's all good, and yeah, cannot complain whatsoever. You got the water pump cover, that thing's spotless. We got the brake right here, that thing's spotless. You got all the rust and crap out inside there that I couldn't get with the SOS pad. And yeah, the thing looks brand new pretty much. Probably better than new, like I've said. This thing was all like super nasty in there. You got all that out. I'm not gonna reuse this, but at least I have it just in case. And then what else? We got some other the linkage parts and whatnot. You guys already saw that. And a bunch of other little parts. And yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all the parts, I believe. But I think in this video, I already have the bearings, all the bearings from the kit, crank bearings, every single bearing for the motor. I have it in the freezer right now, so that's been in there overnight. So I think I'm going to put the bearings in, get it ready to go, so I can put the crank and transmission and everything back in the motor and get the bottom end put back together. And then I'm still waiting on figuring out what top end will fit with the cylinder, because Eric Orr did it. I couldn't get a hold of him, and then maybe a Wiseco piston would fit, so I'm waiting for an email back. But regardless, I can still get the bottom end done, get these bearings in, and go from there, I guess. But like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think of all the new parts, everything done up. And yeah, it came out super clean. This bike's gonna look so sick when it's done, and I can't wait. Over here, a lot of you had questions. I'm not gonna talk much on this, but here is the conversion kit so I can mount up the 17-18 plastic. So there's that. I'm not gonna really talk about that. I pretty much got all the bearings in, aside from this crank bearing over here, but it doesn't seem like the Wrench Rabbits kit came with this bearing or this bearing, so I'm gonna have to order that, the OEM ones, whatever, on Motorsport tonight, so I can't actually move any further, I believe. These are the bearings I'm pretty much missing right here, these four. Well, actually one of them, I have the water pump bearing, but these three bearings I believe I'm missing, pretty sure. I'm gonna look on the sheet on Motorsport or whatever, where you can see the diagram, but I'm definitely missing these bearings that didn't even come in the kit. All I got is the crank bearings that came with it. I used OEM crank bearings that I ordered separately, and then the cranks just in there, and then other than that, we just got the seals and stuff over here, so it doesn't look like it came with it, so I'm gonna have to order those. And yeah, if I knew that, I would have ordered them beforehand, but I don't know. It said it came with everything, so I assumed that it came with everything, but apparently not. For the most part, all these bearings went in pretty smooth with being in the freezer, and I just heated it up really fast, and they pretty much just slipped in. I used needle nose, and I just kind of pulled out pressure and then placed it in as straight as possible, and they pretty much just slid in. And I still got everything else laid out over here to go back in, and probably was just getting the bottom end together. That's my biggest concern, because I am just gonna do it myself now, and see how that goes. A lot of how-tos. blah, blah, blah. I should be able to do it. We'll see, but that'll probably be the next video, I'm pretty sure. Definitely post a comment down below any tips and suggestions on getting this bottom end put back together, other than pretty much just gonna watch how-tos, get some other tips from people and whatnot. But if you have something that has helped you, blah, 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 comment it down below, and it's greatly appreciated. If you guys want to stay up to date aside from the YouTube videos, you can follow the Instagram page at Project KX125. That's where I post all the pictures of the build before it goes live on Instagram, so definitely give it a follow at Project KX125, and that's the easiest way to see what's going on and in-depth pictures and whatnot. It came with going in the freezer here. I got the crank bearings right there. Getting cold and whatnot still, and then all I have is the water pump bearing and seals and stuff like that. So that's all they sent me, so I'm missing like 4 bearings, I believe. So yeah, I gotta order those. Just a short little update video, getting the parts back and whatnot. So if you guys enjoyed it and you guys are new, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow or the next day with the next build series video on the 125.